Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be going over the right way to level up your hero and what are the sources of power in this game. So when you start out, let's take a example which is at a base level. So let's just take anyone. Who do we have at base? Let's take Urians for example. No, he's also still level. Let's take Lionel for example. So when you unlock a hero, this is what he'll look like. Level 1, 1 star, right? And there are multiple ways that you can power up your hero. First and foremost, and the most obvious one is that you level them up, right? And get them all the way up to 60. That's your biggest spike in terms of power gain for a hero. The second and the most important thing to do is awaken the hero. As you awaken the hero, and once you get them up to 6 slots, you will end up getting these 3 slots unlocked, and you can equip your hero with 9 equipment. So that's the second source of power. The third one, and this is extremely important, is the passives. So when you look at a hero passive, now this is something where you need to decide whether it is needed or not. For example, if we look at Bedivere, his first passive, it's a 3 turn cooldown, attacks one time, hitting 2 random enemies, damage 110% and ignores 20% of defense. So this is, and when you skill it up, you reduce the cooldown by 2 turns. So since this would have been at 5 turns if we had not reduced the cooldown and increases one target. So for a damage dealer, ignoring defense, hitting extra, extremely important, right? So this is a passive that you do need maxed out. So you need to go through the passives, and pretty much what I would suggest any champion you're regularly using, do go ahead and unlock the passives. So this is your main screen. So these are the three major ones: powering, leveling up, awakening, and then skill level up. The whale tool, which is called chivalry. So Bedivere, for example, he's the only hero I have at chivalry 10. Now, what does chivalry bring in? Number one, it's increasing defense on the base, right? So this will have different things for different heroes depending on the type. But if you look at it, at the end of the day, every hero gets attack, HP attack. So any damage dealer that you're building the chivalries upon will definitely make that hero stronger. So these are your main 4 sources of power when you look at the info stream. Don't worry, I'll also come to what to focus on when you're building the hero. The second source of power is obviously equipment, right? And there are various types of equipment. I think that will have to be a separate video altogether. If we get into equipment, this would become a 1 hour video. The third source of power is relic. Relic works just as the hero. So you do level them up, right? You level them up, you awaken them, and then you skill level up them. Now, skill level ups for damage dealers. And this category you can follow as a thumb rule. You want this maxed out. Now, for example, my Bedivere on his third vigor skill gets an additional 70% attack from his skill level up. On his 8-2, he gets another 56% attack. So for a damage dealer, any damage dealer you take, it is extremely important that you build these up. Then for support type heroes, you want to go till wherever there's a passive reduction, there's a spell reduction or a dispel increase. Like for example, if we look at Morgan, Morgan, you do want to level 6 the Vigor 3 because it has number of damage taken increased turns by 1. So that becomes important. If you look at the second skill, again attack gauge decrease, you get 20% from the skill level ups. So for the skill level ups for support type champions, you want to at least get it to a level where you are increasing the opportunity for the buff to happen or a debuff to happen, right? Or it affects cooldown. So these are your 3 main sources of power, if I were to put it. One is from the hero power, where you again have 4 different things. You have equipment. Then on relics again, you have 4 different things. Now, in terms of priority, First, we'll compare the passives to the active skill, the relics basically, the hero passives and the relic active skills. Now, you will get this from the basically to skill level up. You need these, right? And legendary Tomb of Frost, for example. And this you get from your Master of Apocalypse. I'll do another video on both of these dungeons and what are the teams that I'm using now and what I used at the start. So what you want to do is maximize your damage dealers for the skill level up on the relic and maximize your support type champions on the hero passives. That would be my strong suggestion initially. And then eventually you will end up getting enough that you can kind of level up both of them. And another important tip, do not do multiple champions at one time. So when you're powering up a champion, take them all the way through before you move on to another one. This was a mistake I was making. Like for example, even my Bedivere, if you look at it, I think, yeah, still one passive is pending for updation. And this can be the difference between winning and losing, right? So you want to make sure once you start building a hero, you build them all the way up. One more source of power that I missed. So there are multiple relics that each hero has. So, like for example, Bedivere Frost Relic versus his Wind Relic. Now, in his Wind Relic, his A2 is just a critical increase for 3 turns and attacks one enemy at 140%. Whereas here, you have attacked one enemy upon critical strike, additional damage one time of 168%. So, the skills will vary depending on the relic type. So, for example, if you have, say, a Lancelot, and suppose I have this relic. This is not a great relic, right? What you want is the fire relic on him. So until I did not unlock the fire relic, I did not start building this hero up. So that's another important thing to remember, that you want to have the best relic on the hero. Like for example, Ivert is one of the best damage dealers in the game. I would still rate him after Bedivere in second position. But if you just have the Frost Relic, which is the Defrost Relic, he's not that good. You need the Fire Relic to make him awesome. So if you don't have the Fire Relic, but you have Ivor, no point in investing in him right now. Much rather save it for later. Right? So yeah, that's it for the hero power up bit. I'll also do guides on dungeons soon. I hope you're liking the content. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.